Hello everyone, and welcome back to So Many Games All the Time. My name is still Joachim, and always will be, and we are now commencing part 3 of this game, and we are also in cycle number 3. Last time I already gave myself the income, and we already did everything else that we were supposed to do, so we're actually ready to start the actions. So if you haven't checked in yet, I suggest you watch the other parts first. I'm going to go over the cards again and also the technologies because I haven't played in a couple of days. So that's why. All right. So the first card here is Growing Society. You gain 1 credit if you have at least 1 colony of each type on the board, which I have. And so that's really good. Yeah, I do, yes. Then recruitment degree, you may add 1 soldier, one ground troop, 1 infantry to each sector with your colonies. That is also awesome, but actually I only have 3 of them. But in my case, it is good because once again, they have resist 1. And the fact that I was able to get this artifact that gave me 3 more of them was huge. That really allows me to survive a lot of combat and so on. Unlikely deal, another player of your choice gains 1 victory point, then you gain 1 credit and 2 influence. So that's not too bad, especially because influence allows me to put more troops out. And then battle fatigue, the player with the least amount of medals removes a block from one of their basic actions. Now, that's no one, so I guess it's just a kind of way to block me because I can't really use that. But as we know, we can always put it face down and then get 1 influence and also 1 insight. Okay, so then we have the research, the civic ones. We have quantum processors. As an action, you can attach this to a card to actually increase the bold effect by 1. Has to be civil though. Civil, yeah. So for example, it could be this one. So you have 2 retreats or add it to this one. So I get 2 influence every time I do research and so on. You've got 2 of those actually. And then you've got robo mining outposts. You can colonize 1 non-habitable sector with a production. So this one. So in that case, that could only be here. So it's not that interesting. And then virtual reality is really good. Place up to 2 different non-productive colonies from your empire board on this card. These colonies count towards scoring. And then we have military, prismatic deflectors. So you discard a tactic to force the other players in the battle to discard a tactic as well. Fusion teleporters is you can basically move your units around as much as you want, I mean swapping them, and then you get one movement order. Then cybernetics program, you can banish this card to replace 2 tactics of your choice with their elite version. And then retrieval system, anytime one of your mechs is removed from the board, replace it with an infantry. Now, I do feel at this moment I'm kind of dominating, even though they have 4 points and 3 points. I have 8, and you can see I have a fair amount of units. I have a lot of colonies, especially Delverar, the blue ones, are in a really bad spot. I think Boroka can come back. But the problem is neither of them have built a lot of military colonies. If they can get the military colonies out and they recruit, they can become a problem. But as long as they don't, I think I'm going to pretty easily win this. But yeah, you never know. It could be famous last words. So let's just start. First, I have the Watcher token because we revealed this card last time. They had it and so they gave it to me. So I get to go first. Okay. So I'm going to do Growing Society, first of all. This card. So this goes down. So I play 1 action card because I gain 1 credit if I have at least 1 colony of each type of the board. So I have science, military, production, and influence. So I have all of them. So I get 1 credit. So it puts me on 6. And then a new card is revealed. And that new card is naval or naval tradition. Add 1 ship to every sector with at least 2 of your space units. So in this case, I would be able to add 2 ships. Okay. Which is also kind of nice, especially if we're fighting, then it could be huge. All right. I should also say the reason why I'm ahead so much is partly because I was able to get the center twice, because being able to banish these 2 colonies were huge. Because it gave me an extra tactic. It allowed me to summon a bunch of recruit more units than normal because it's gone, and also it gave me a bonus credit and an extra credit to spend just income in general. Anyway, so I have one more action. If I do research, I can immediately do cybernetics program, and I'm going to do it because only Boroka can actually mess that up. Because if they do research and do red, though they can either take retrieval system or cybernetics program, but I will do this one anyway, because when I research, so I spend 1 credit, I also gain 2 influence thanks to these 2 cards. All right. So this one, 4 comes out, so I spend it, so that's done. So this will be banished, so it's gone. This doesn't give me any bonuses though. It's not when I remove whatever, that doesn't happen. So it's banished, so I can replace 2 of my tactic cards, right? Yeah. So I'm going to use the ones, of course, that are most useful to my troops. So whenever there's a troop on it, I'm going to take it. So I'm going to take flanking. That's number 1. And I also have a bunch of mechs now. So heavy fire would also be useful. So heavy fire and flanking, also heavy fire. I have some upgrades here. I have the pulse artillery, which makes it that my mechs can instantly destroy another unit. Doesn't matter what kind of keywords they have. So flanking goes away and heavy fire. There we go. So these 2 are added to my cards, to my deck. There we go. So I'll put this face down so I remember. Okay, so that's been done and nothing else happens. Well, I can use once per turn, I can check the content of any face down technology card. So let's see what this one will be eventually. It is plasma weaponry. The initiative of your tactics is reduced by 2. That is all of them, by the way. So that's huge. Okay, so that's me done. So then it's Delvarar, and they're in trouble. They need ships. And it's another problem with the AI. Well, not a problem. It is a problem. If they have all their ground troops out, like all of them, then they can never recruit a ship because they have to be able to do both. They have to first build this. And so there are certain loops that will be problematic, but we'll see. Hopefully it doesn't happen. So the living storm closest to them will go right or up, but it has to be horizontal. So the nearest one is this one. So it goes to the right, right or up. Yeah, so like this. And then they'll do expansive, but they will produce units. So the expansive means they'll do it the colony where they can basically colonize or assault the most colonies. So there's obviously here, because it's the only one that's available. Look at how much they have there. It's crazy. Then they'll do 1 movement. So obviously they have a choice of 3 colonies in this case. And I think, well, all of them are defended. And with expansive, it says, can you transport infantry to a colonizable sector without automata infantry? Yes. So then they say transport an infantry. But I think in this case, they will take 2. Because it's silly to take 1 if they have that many. I think for their own good, they should take 2. And so they'll hunt for a military place. So they can have military here or here. So then it just depends. In this case, you have me and them. So Boroka is first, so they're going to go here. Which is also good because there's a victory point there. So they can actually take over that victory point if they win the battle. Take that victory point when they win the battle, so that would be nice. So that's their first action. Then they do aggressive. They take away the 3rd one. So another player of your choice gains 1 victory point, la la la. Too bad that's gone. So that's no longer an option for me. And then they get to do their special action, which will be, they only have 1 card there, so less than 2. Place, place 1 on the nearest empty sector without it, then move 1 ship to the nearest sector with 1. So basically, anomaly is what I'm talking about. So place it to the nearest empty sector. So an empty sector is where there's no one. So it's either going to be this one, or this one, but it's going to be closest to this ship because it can closest. It says the nearest empty sector. So I think you look at all the units and then whatever's closer is here. And then this one is going to move towards it and then take it away. And then whenever they take it away, nothing specific happens, but now they have 2. So the next time they activate it, they will get another artifact, which could be very strong. Okay, so they're done. And also, of course, now they are attacking my colony here. They're attacking me where it hurts, the money. All right, so in here, so they will move the living storm closest to themselves, which is this one. They will go down or left, and it has to be up. So, so I think in this case they can choose, right? I think they'll just do it down. That way they're better protected. The victory, they will produce units, and when it comes to victory, add units to besieged automata colony, or if there is none to the colony, there's none yet, to the colony closest to the utopian sector. Yeah, there's no colonies that are besieged. So the one closest to the utopian sector, and it'll be a ground troop and a ship. So closest to it, there are 3 options, all of them actually. So then it has to be, I'll just be their base. There we go. And then they'll move once. So are they in control? No, they are not in control. Move it says it moves it units to it. So I guess it's all of the units. So I think in this case, it will just take 2 guys with it and go here. It'll take this one away as discarded. But it says when you remove any components, you add a ship there. So they get an extra ship here because they remove that component. Yeah. So like this. All right. Now, I don't know if the previous rounds, if when they went here, they took ground units with them. But I think if it's at space units, it would only be this. And if you want to take the middle, you're going to take as many people as you want. So yeah, if it is some continuation error here when I'm playing, that's because I'm playing multiple days and I don't remember what I did the other days. That's a problem. So yeah, it's a bit ambiguous, I know, but that's once again, that's with the AI as well. So yeah. Okay, so that's their first action. Second action is they will get 1 influence, which is important because they will immediately get a new card here. So that card will go on top, but we'll continue doing this and then it'll just stay on top. So they get 1 and then they move the living storm to the left or down closest to them. So to the left or down, so they can't do that. So the one closest to yellow then to me, and it has to go left or down. So this one, and it has to be straight up. So it'll be like this. All right, so then this goes here, but they're finished, so it goes on top. And that is correct, right? They have 1 card, they have 2 cards, so they should have 7 cards. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's correct. Okay, then it's back up to me, so it goes down. I still have 5. There are some problems rearing their ugly head, as in they're moving out a bit. But what I need, I have the imperial places that I need, right? I only have 2 of them at the moment here. I have the production. I have 1 production. I only have 1 production. So I need to get 2 production. This one is almost impossible to reach. Yeah, I'd have to take their last colony, but I don't think that's going to happen. It's not worth it. So I guess I'll stick with one for that for now. Science I already have. I need to have 2 of each, but I already have 2 of each. And then it's also the arid one, so that can go here actually. In that case, I have to advance and then colonize. I also want to pin down these so they can't move. That would be nice, actually. Oh, by the way, I said they move here, but it was just one movement, right? I just want, okay, one movement. Never mind. Never mind. Yeah, nothing changes there. So, yeah, I'll just advance. That cost me 1, and I can move 4 units. But these guys will come here. That's 1. These 2 guys will come here. That's 2 and 3. So I have 1 left. Actually, they'll take 1 with them, so they can colonize. I have 1 left, but there's nothing else I want to move, so that's it. And then I'll colonize. 1 down. So I can do either, but I'll do military, because then I can flip this over. So that means I can immediately replace any tactic with its elite version. So I'll put this one here. So I have 1 mech out. It's not crazy. I have a lot of ships. So I'll do orbital assault because that focuses mostly on ships. So at the moment, it really feels like I'm going to steamroll this. So that's done. That's my turn done. Now it is Delverar. Let's see what they're going to do. So first they're going to move the Living Storm closest to Boroka down or left. So, but it has to be straight up, but it's not possible. Then closest to me, down or left. That'll be this one. So I'll just go down even more. Okay, done. Then they will do, they will be aggressive and they will colonize. So they can colonize because they have the majority here. So they will colonize and they will put, sadly, they will put Imperial. That gives them 2 influence. Well, it does give them points at the end of the game, and influence is good for here. So it's not that bad, to be honest. So they do that. And then the second one is they're going to take away the first card, which is adding all the ships. And then activates. What am I doing? I'm doing the wrong one. It's here, so they get +1. Sorry, guys. I know I'm not treating you well. So, yeah, so they do the first card and then do the action. They have 2 now. So they are banishing them and they get a artifact. Hopefully it's a good one. When you reveal a tactic with the same as another player, resolve your card first. So have a cloaking device. So it's not bad. It's not bad. And once again, it also applies to the bottom here, exploitation. Like I have 1 artifact, but I need to try to get 2, which is impossible for me to get a second one, unless it's through here. I'll have to hope for the next round. Okay, that was our 2 actions. Yep. There we go. So then it is Boroka. So it is the one closest to Delverar. It goes left or up. So they're all here. So close to them would be this one. Although 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Maybe this one. Yeah. So it goes left or up. So I think it'll be like this to affect them the most. And then they will, so Boroka will produce units in the colony where they can invade or colonize the most systems. I think it'll be this one because it has this one. Oh no, this is nothing. This has 2, actually just 1. This one has way more, so it's actually this one. Okay, that's done, and then I'll move once, expansive. So, can you transport infantry to a colonizable sector without automata infantry? Yes, they can, and they can move 2 spots actually. So, it doesn't say the closest, right, to a colonizable sector. So I guess you have to see what they want to colonize. In this case, it would be research. So they would have to go here. Yeah. So I fly up here, and that's also where the point is. So it's not a bad move. And their second action is lose 1 influence, take away the second card, which is annoying because that's the one I wanted. You can add 1. Basically, they've removed all the good cards now. So you can add 1 ground troop infantry to all the places where you have a colony. The only one that's remaining now is the player with the least medals removes a blah, blah, blah. So it's useless to me. Anyway, they did that. So they do the action now, which is looking at their influence. They have 5 influence, which is not the highest because Delvar has more. So it's always less. Inflict 1 damage in each contested sectors with 2 of your units. So if there are no valid sectors, perform 2 movement orders instead. But there are, because they're here and here. So they do this. The priority for Delvar is ground troops first. So this guy is dead, which is also a good option, to be honest. Here it's me, so one of them will take a hit. Actually, they have to see because they're here as well. Let's see which colony they prefer. It would be a science colony, so they actually hit me here. Then I prefer them destroying a ship. There we go. So destroy the ship there. Okay, so that's done. And then they gain 1 influence. So when they gained that influence before, they were not supposed to gain it, I guess. But they got it now, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, so there's 3, 4, and then 3, 7. That's correct. Yeah. That's it. They're done. My turn. I have 3 left. I should probably do more research because it gives me sweet influence. So that's what I'll do. Research. So it's going to be 4 research. I like the quantum processors because it can increase this, but it increases this as well. I can make people run away from my colonies, which is what I'm going to do. So I'll do 3. This one's done. And then I'll put 1 on virtual reality. That will put 2 of these on there because I don't think I'll be building actual colonies anytime soon. So this one is done then. This comes back. So I attach it to the cybersecurity link that now has quantum processors. So now I can inflict 2 retreats instead of 1. Okay, so I get 2 influence. So that's 8. And then I have 1 more action that I can do. I can no longer colonize. Oh, that's annoying. I don't want to pay for advance. I'll recruit. So I'll bring out my 3 ships. Because I can now. So, but I can't produce them here. All right. I'll bolster this one. I'll put 1 here. I'll protect this one because of the points. So the points you get at the end, or what? At the end of each cycle, players controlling these sectors may claim. So you may, but you don't have to. But why wouldn't you? At the end of the cycle. So, okay. That's my turn done. Then it's Delvarar. So they move the Living Storm closest to Boroka, which is this one. And they're moving it to the left or down, and it has to be horizontal. So I guess I'll do like this. And then they will, I think that's fine, yeah. And then they will do, they will produce units in I think it's victory. I think it's the colony closest to a besieged colony. So that's actually here where they'll put it. So it's good. They're putting their units out. You know, they're going for it. I like it. I like it. And then they'll do one movement for victory, which means they'll ask, are they controlling it? They are not. And then is it in range? They can only move one spot. So yes, it is in range. So move to utopian sector. So I guess they'll just split it up. They'll take 1 and 1 so they can maintain control. Because it's a bit silly if they would put more out. You know, it makes no sense. Or they would remove more. I mean, but yeah, it's going to be a nice little gang fight there. So then they will lose 1 influence and they will take another card. So now even this one's gone. Even if I wanted it, it's irrelevant. And then they will put out another anomaly, the closest empty one. So I think looking at all the blue units, the closest will be here. Yes, because it's next to them. So here. And then they have 1 movement, but this one's pinned down. This one will just move closer, I guess, and go here. It's not there yet. All right, that is their turn done. Okay, Boroka. They will try to make it easier for them to go to the utopian sector or stop other people from getting there. Can't really stop people from getting there all that much, I feel. But they can lock up their productive sector, and that's what they'll do. There you go. No one can get in there now. So, okay, then they will do expansive. They will colonize, which they can here. So do they want science or military? They want military, finally. So they put military here. So now they can also produce mechs. So that's done. Then they'll do victory, and they will do another colony, but they have nowhere to put a colony. So they will then, instead of doing that, they will move according to the victory condition. And that is it controlling the sector? No, it's a tie. So they'll just say move to the utopian sector. So they only do they do a full move. So they move 3 units. So if they move this one in, now they control it. Then they have 2 left. And so next they'll go for mystery. But mystery doesn't really have anything, if I'm not mistaken. They'll go for biodiverse ones, but there's also another requirement. So they'll go for arid. They'll try to take over arid. So this one is available. This one, of course, they won't move. This one is also available. So the arid is here and here. So they'll put one here. That's number 2. And it can move 2 spots only. So these 2 will go here. There we go. So they're trying to get the objectives. Yeah, because this is also an objective, actually. Because it says on the card, move to a sector required for scoring following this priority, mystery, biodiverse, arid. So it's just sectors. Okay, so that was that. So that's their turn done. Then it's back up to me. So I will do science again, and I'm out of credits. I'll do science again, because then I have 10 influence, and then I can use my government to put out a bunch of units. Well, actually, I can just put out 3 units because all my units are on the board. Oh well. Do I need science then, actually? It is if I want to have virtual reality eventually. So I'll put the 4 here, all here. So it's 6 now. Okay, so then I will do my government action. So I can put ships out or units for every 2 because I have a discount thanks to this one. So basically these 3, there's nothing else that I can put. And it's in a sector with my units. So I can put them in here. Even though I don't really need it there though. Where else do I want it? Here for more protection. And here for more protection. Okay, so that's my turn done. And then it's Delverar. So they'll move the one closest to me to up or to the right or down. It has to be horizontal. So it's going to be this one. So it's going to be right or down. So it's going to be right like this. And then they will do victory. They will try to colonize, but there's nothing to colonize. So they can't do that. In that case, they will do victory move. They can't do that either. So in that case, they will advance, but they can't advance. Well, they can advance with 1 ship. But I think that's silly. So we'll just produce because that's what they really need. So they will produce victory wise. So that's the sector closest to here. So it'll be this one. As victory, right? Closest, besieged or closest. So it's the same colony twice. So yeah. I'm also checking no one is blockading anything. No. All right. So in the second one, they will do a civic science, but there's nothing available, so they can't do it. In that case, they get 1 extra influence. So almost at 10. There we go. All right. They'll have Baroka. They will move the one closest to me, which is this one. They will move it to the side or down. So they can't do that. So they'll look at the next person. So it's themselves. So side or to the right. Can't happen either. There'll be Boroka. But I think none of these can go to the side or to the right. To the right or down. Yeah, none of these can. So they don't do it. So then it's expansive. So they can colonize, but they're nowhere to colonize. So that doesn't happen. So they will just produce according to expansive rules, and there'll be a mech and a ship this time. And that will be to the colony closest to the most sectors you can colonize or and so on. So this will be this one actually. It's going to be here. There we go. Second one is they lose 1 influence, which means they lose a card again. They lose 1 influence, and they take the first card away. So the card was independent research. Spend 1 influence to develop a technology from any slot and with a cost of 2 or less for free. All right, that's pretty nice. So that's covered. And then they will do their card action. So they have less than their opponents because they have 9. So that means, and then they'll get their card back. They lose 1 and then they gain 1 because they do it. So they'll 2 hits in the locations. So those locations will be where they are with me. So there are 3 options. So the first one has to be an imperial one. It's, I guess it would be this one then because it has an option of doing imperial. So they'll take out one of my guys here. So it'll be a ship. Actually, no. What am I doing? These guys can just soak it up. So there we go. And then the next one is it 2 different ones, right? Inflict 1 in each contested sectors with 2 of your units. Oh, sorry. I read it wrong. With 2 of your units, so just here. So they'll hit 1, and I'm first, so they'll hit me. So this is like this. So this was supposed to happen before. I read it wrong. And then here as well. So they'll take out, what do they prefer? They prefer a ship. Okay, the ship is destroyed. Not what I would have chosen. But yeah. I guess in this case, it doesn't really matter. All right, so that's done. Then they will, well, that's done, yeah. It's just completely done. So they do take out some of their competition or make it weaker anyway. Right. Next up is me again. So we're pretty fast. So I'm out of credits. I have one more card to play. Research is cheap, so I could research again and get, well, that's what I'll do. I'll research again, get a virtual reality over with. So this is 6, so I add 1, which is 7. Then I have 3 left, and those 3 I'll put on retrieval system. So every time I lose a mech, a ground troop remains. Of course, it means you have to have ground troops available, but yeah. So, but I do get virtual reality, which is huge because I can take 2. Well, actually, it's not that huge. I can take 2, but in this case, it's just 1 non-productive one. So this gives me 1 influence. And also, I can play an extra card now. So that was my first action. My second action, but there's no card I can. Well, I can take one of these, place it face down, and use influence. But it's really, really useless at this point. Anyway, I'll do a different action. I will recruit for a value of 2. I'll recruit a warship. I'll put it here. And then it's their turn, their last turn, so they will become the Watcher automatically. And even if somebody else became Watcher, they would take it anyway because they have their artifact. They want to have their... Basically, they can move this around, but there's really no point in moving it around. I guess they can do like this. There we go. That's what they can do. And then, because they basically want to make this more accessible or block other people from doing it. So I guess blocking other people from doing it, they could do it like this. Or like this. So it's more difficult for red to get there, kind of. All right, then it's expansive, so they can colonize, but there's nothing to colonize, so they don't do that. So in that case, they will recruit, but they cannot recruit because they have no... So, okay, let's revert that, otherwise they get stuck again. So they'll take these 2, and they'll place it in the colony where they can colonize the most, which should be here, because this is actually colonizable. Oh yeah, it's actually colonizable. I forgot about that. But the only ones who could colonize are them. Did they have a colonize option? Yeah, they did have. They could have, actually. They could have. So what did I do instead there? They didn't colonize. They instead produced a mech and a ship here. Because this is the most stuff around it. So instead of this, they would have put this here. And added 1 card to here. Which would have then changed the bottom action to this one instead. So, but yeah, I mean, just for the sake of the game, let me think first, because these guys are going to recruit, right? Because they basically went back and forth with them and then took out 2 units. Took out their unit, their guy, and me. That would have been gone then. Instead, they would have done civic for 5, which means they can take 1 away. I think that's more important for them. Yeah, it's more important for them. So let's revert it. So this one gets back up. This one was never killed. So luckily we haven't done this one yet, technically. So then in that case, the back and forth doesn't happen. And they'll just do science. So they'll take this one away, which puts them on 4. So they open up this one. After you play an action card face down, gain 1 influence. And they want influence because it's powerful for them. So that's why they should keep it. So this is here. Done. And now also they should have 2 plus 5, 7. 2, 4. So they have too many now. They have 8 because of this one. So 1 should go away. So they have 7 now, which is correct. 1, 2, and then 5. Yeah. Anyway, so over here then, this is theirs. So they cannot colonize. So they recruit, but they can't recruit because they don't have any ground units. So they will move. Now they can move a little bit expansive wise, but I don't think that's going to happen. Because they can only move 1 spot and there's nothing nearby that they can expand on. It says, can you transport infantry to a colonizable sector without automata infantry? No, because they're not colonizable, they're only to invade. Can you transport infantry to a sector with an enemy colony? Yes. So do that. So I guess here they will move. Yeah, so they will move. Well, 3 of them can move technically. But they'll move towards Imperial if possible. But this is 2 steps away. This one is closer. So they'll go here. Or there, depending. Who do they prefer? Well, they're both me. So, yeah. What would they choose then? I guess they'll go here for the simple fact that, 1, if I fight here, I'm going to have a problem. And secondly, it has a point, so it's more juicy. So technically, they could move more units like this, but there aren't any other units. So then they will do a military research for 1, which is not available. So then the next one, which is 1 defensive movement. So that means add units to, are there besieged colonies not under the automata's control in range? No, because this one is just here, but he only can move 1 spot, so no. Are there enemy space units colony not pinned down in range? No, because this one is pinned down. So, this is also pinned down, so it doesn't matter because this one's here. So no, so they can't produce and they can't move, they can't do anything. They're stuck. So basically, this action doesn't do anything. Yeah, they're literally stuck. They can't. But yeah, they finished anyway, so it doesn't really matter at this point. Then Boroka with their last action, so they move the Living Storm closest to Delverar, and they move it up or to the right. So it's going to be this one, up or to the right, and like this. Then they will produce according to the expansive rules. And the expansive rules say that you put it in the colony closest with the other one, so to take over. So I have these 2, but this one has 1 and 2 as well. But this one is easier to colonize though, so I think they'll go here. All right. Okay. Then next up, they have military. Wait, I just produced, and now they can move once. Can you transport infantry to a colonizable sector with automata infantry? No. Can you do it with an enemy colony? Yes. So, well, no. Because they don't have infantry. So I guess instead of here, it makes more sense to do it here since they're colonizable action. So then they can at least do it. Can you transport to a colonizable sector? They can move 2. So okay, they cannot use it. With an enemy sector, yes. So the colony they prefer is military. They can't reach that. Next is production. They can. So this guy will take this guy here. All right. And these ones are actually not pinned down either. So they can take 1 and do 1, 2 and go here. because that'll be the first one then. So they go here and they take these two away. And every time they take one away, they add a ship, remember? So that's pretty awesome for them. So it's boom and boom. And then they can do a third one, because that was number one. It's number two, number three. So number one, number two. But the other ones, they're all stuck. So nothing's going to happen there. Okay, and then finally, they'll do a military research for 5. So the one that I've been trying to get, they will take. So mine drops down 1. So now suddenly they have military 5, which is huge. Also for the scoring, it's huge. They're going to be difficult, I think. They have a lot of units out. And then after that, they will do 1 victory movement. So it is, do they control it? They don't control it. So they will move it there once. So I think it will be this one will just return, because everybody else is stuck or not, and then it's closest. So yeah, I think that was their final turn, right? Yes, so they're done. Then it is me. I can only colonize or advance. Colonize is obviously not an option. Advancing is an option, because some of my colonies I can just leave, so I'll do advance. And also use my skill to see what the technology is here. You may block 1 skull or 1 target, so it's pretty good. Yeah. Okay, so advance. So this is stuck, this is stuck. There's 1 available here, so I can put this guy somewhere for help. Well, actually this one, and I can move, how much? 3. I can move to the middle, but I don't care about the middle as much anymore, because it's banish a non-productive sector, right? Yeah. Okay, I'll leave this here. This one comes, actually, I think I can actually annihilate Delverar if I wanted to, but it seems so lame. It seems so lame to just straight up annihilate them. So what do I need? I need Imperial, but I already have 2 of them. I need my ships out, but there's not this round. I need to have productive. Where can I take productive? Well, there, of course, but you know what? Let's just go for it. Let's try to wipe them out. So I have 1 movement, 2, 3. I can do 4. I can move 3, right? Okay. 1, 2, 3. There we go. They're all there. They're all there trying to siege another colony. And then I have 1 more action. Obviously, colonize is not an option. So I'm just going to... Oh, I could have just moved them all here, actually. Which is more important, to be honest. But the ones that I moved, can I all... Well, I can move them all here, because... Yeah. Because I didn't have anyone there. Yeah, I'll just... But I'm already there. I'm already pretty strong there, though. No, I'll leave it. I'll leave it. So my second action will be play a card, and then so it gives me 1 influence, and I can look at something that's face down, but I don't need to. Actually, I can, because I can take a look at the artifacts, I guess. I just need to see, to remind myself again with insight, if I can, where is it? If I can look at more than 1, or is it just 1 with insight? It's here somewhere. here. Draw 3 cards from any deck and choose to return each of those cards to either the top or bottom of the deck in the order of your choice. Okay. So, I'm just going to do this. So, we have Legendary Weapon. Replace your Ground Assault tactic with its elite version. I don't like that. Havoc Armor. You gain basically your available movement is +1, and your mechs gain a space unit ability, so you can fly around. That's cool. Or Rashid Stone. Whenever you play an action card face down, gain 1 extra influence or science. So I think we can leave the armor and the stone on top, and then the legendary weapon at the bottom. So yeah, just basically my turn is over. I'm not going to colonize, so it is what it is. It stays like this. So let's take a look at the next step. The Watcher can recruit a unit for free, which of course they will do. And the last stance that they had was defensive, so they're gonna do it at wherever they're fighting. And I think they'll put it here. Will they put it there though? Will they prefer Imperial? So I'll put it here. Okay, but it is 2 points potentially. So apparently they actually have an extra turn. So the one that I just placed here, we don't do that yet. So we'll quickly see what they do. They move the living storm closest to them up or to the left. I guess it'll be this one, up or to the left, this. Then they will colonize, but they cannot colonize. They will move towards the middle, but they cannot because they're literally stuck everywhere. Then they can't move, they can't produce, so nothing there happens. And then they will do a civic technology, which they cannot do, but then they can increase their influence, and then they add an extra card for later. Okay, so, and then that's done. And then it's everything done, and then we'll put it here, there. So it is important because they have an extra card now, because they have 1, 2, 3 plus 5, which is 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. So anyway, I was going to shuffle these and then see who will fight first. It'll be they will fight first. It will be them. They'll fight first, and they're going to fight me first. So I guess we'll start at the bottom here. So this is their deck. So we'll shuffle that. And I do have a warship and 2 ground troops there. So I think I'm going to try to use my warship, even though I don't have an elite card for that. So maybe I shouldn't use my warship. So what I can keep is everything with ground troops and a warship. So this one, the defense cards, that's it. So I have 5 cards, and this is their deck. Put it here. All right, so I'm just going to do defense, orbital defense, because I hope they'll activate that ship and I'll be able to block it. So they do activate it, and they do have the experience, they do have the technology, so they'll hit me for 3 and explode their ship. So it's basically a kamikaze action. So the ship has exploded, but they do 3 damage to me. 2 of them have been absorbed. 1 of them comes through, so this one just lies down. So that was easy enough. All right, so the next one will be, where are we fighting? Here, for the victory point, actually. So, but for them, it's actually better if they start here. Because if they win there, and then we fight here, if they need to retreat, they can retreat to there. Or you could argue start there, and then if they win, retreat somewhere else. But it does say me and them first, so Yeah, I mean, when they're the watcher and they get to choose first, it's just, you look at the priority, I guess, and then that's it. So I just keep it going. I just do this one then, because it's just us, nobody else. So in this case, it's a little bit different because I have a mech and ships, but no ground troops. So that doesn't work. These two stay. This one stays, doesn't stay, stays. Okay. Yeah, okay. I still have quite a lot of options. So they have ground troops and a ship. I do have some upgrades. I think I'm going to try to use my mech, which is heavy fire, because it can instantly destroy one, but it's 2. I think that's pretty good number. So let's see 2, see what they come up with. Ground defense, they'll defend against my mech, and they'll go first, of course. So they'll defend 1 skull and 2 runaways, which is exactly what I do, but I also do 1 nuclear. So I can take out one of their guys, which will be the ship. I'll take the ground troop, so they can at least recruit next time. And for each damage blocked, the attacker suffers 1 retreat. So actually, even though I killed one, all my guys have to retreat because they do 3 retreat to me and have 3 units. So that's really bad. So they win the battle and they also win the victory point. Ouch. That hurts. But at least they don't have enough strength to take it over. But they can retreat there. Because I think they can retreat. Well, you can't retreat if there's an enemy colony, but maybe it trumps the fact that they control that area. So retreat. What does it say? Adjacent sector with no battle medals and no enemy units or colonies. Yeah, and nearest to. Okay, yeah. So they still can't go there. Okay, so I guess we'll do the big fights then. Let's do the one in the middle first, because it has red and blue. So this is Delverar. I'll take myself. It's only ground troops this time. So it's these, and these go away. But I do get ground assaults. Oh, and actually, I should have discarded 2 cards here before I fought. We're not going to redo it. I lost anyway, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, I should have remembered that because this icon says it. Okay, we're in the middle. I have 4 guys. And there's a lot of ships around me. So I'm going to do my orbital defense first and hope it does something. And then these guys, Baroka, they now also have 5 military, by the way. So they can also make an impact while attacking. Okay, so their first card will be heavy fire. They are red, but they can't use it, so they'll do flanking at the bottom, basically. And then they will do orbital assaults, which they can do. So we look at initiative. This is 1, this is 0, obviously, and this is 4. So they go first. They have the upgrade. They will hit before card resolution, and according to the order that they hit, they'll hit me first. So one of my guys, the veterans here, one of my regular guys will lie down. So that's 1 hit. And then they'll hit me again. But I played a card, so it bounces off, and I do 1 retreat to them. Actually, sorry. Another thing that I should have done before we started all this, so annoying. I should have inflicted 2 retreat to enemy units in 2 different contested sectors with your colonies. So basically, this guy should retreat and explode. So I win immediately. Here, they would have both retreated and exploded, but of course I forgot about it, so let's just say that's my punishment, okay? Aside from that, there's no other battles where I had colonies, but yeah. Anyway, so one of them runs away because it's blocked and the won't retreat. So they will choose the ship to retreat. So this goes here. And then for them, they will have to shuffle this and then see what comes out. But they will trigger the most damaging composition. So it's either going to be a ship or a person. I think the most damaging one would be killing one of their ground troops. So they will focus on me, sadly. And so killing a unit would not do much. Having the ground troop shoot wouldn't do much. So they basically kill off a ground troop of their own, and they will do 3 retreats, and they'll focus on me. So I'm going to retreat this one here, and this one here. So 3 retreats. Yeah, and that's a round of combat. So that was really bad for me because I only have 1 guy left, and then 2 ships and another guy. All right, so I'll leave it here. So I guess I need to go on the offensive this time. Wait, where are my... Oh, these are my cards. So I'm going to do a ground assault. Even though it's 3, it's really late when that happens. I don't have anything that makes it go faster. But I do have both ground of... Oh, no, it reduces by 1 because I have the phase weapons. And also subkinetic rifles. Okay, I'll just do that one. I'm going to do ground assaults. So initiative of 2. Initiative of 2. And then let's see what Delverar does with their 1 ground unit and 1 infantry. They'll also do ground assaults, but they are after me, behind me. But there's the same one. So when you reveal the same tactic with the same initiative as another player, it's not the same initiative. Okay, it's the same tactic, but not the same initiative because I have -1. So it doesn't matter then. Okay, so then for them, they have 2 ships left. So no shift here, but they can do defense. So there's that. All right, so the defense goes first. I'm sure that's 0, right? Yeah. And they block an extra hit. So because I have 1 guy, but he counts as 2, I can actually do this, which means 2 skulls, actually 3 skulls and 3 retreats. So if there's a battle with multiple people, I can't just divide the battle over everyone, between everyone. I reveal that card, and then I choose a target to focus my card on. So I can't just say, okay, the top goes there, that goes there. No. So basically, going for Boroka would be stupid because I just block my stuff and I have to run away. So I just focus on blue. So they get hit and this guy dies. And then, so that's basically what I did in my ground assault. They defend, so nothing happens. Then I have to play another card. So I'll try flanking. Because I only have 1 guy left, remember? So let's see what they do with their 2 spaceships. So they'll also do flanking, except I have 3, they have 4, so I go first. I can only trigger 1. So of course I'll do the guy, because he'll hit twice. So they can retreat, right? They can retreat here. Yeah. So they're dead. Sorry, it's 2 skulls. They're dead because they have no protection against it. So they're destroyed, and I win this, but I only have 1 guy left there. So a lot of them sadly died in combat. Okay, so next we have, since they're all there, well, we're following the thing, right? So it always has to be me against them. So we'll do this one here. There's a lot of them, but I only have ships and people. So it's just going to be this. These 2 are not used. So because there's so many ground troops, I'm going to do ground defense and see if I can make some people run away. And then Boroka, they have 1 ship and 1 guy. So they will also defend. And then Delverar, are there 2 ships in the sky? Yes, with me. So they will also defend. So yeah, the only difference, there's no difference, no. Everyone's just defending. So there's no actual attack. So wow, that's a big, all right. So then I have to play another one. I guess I'll do ground assault because it's reduced by 1. And I do have 3 guys there. So I'll do ground assault then. Let's see how they react to that. So Boroka, 1 guy, 1 ship. So they will be flanking. And Delverar, they have only ground troops. They'll also be flanking. So basically I go first. And because I've got 2 guys and I've got all the upgrades for ground assaults, I actually do 3 skulls and 3 retreats. So yeah, I need to focus on blue, but then I just destroy all their units because they have 4 and red only has 2. Yeah, I just focus on them. I'm very sorry, blue, but yeah, my ground assaults, my 2 guys do 3 skulls and 3 retreat. So 3 of them are dead. And wait, they reveal, it's a different name, never mind. So 3 of them are dead, and then these retreat, but there's nowhere to retreat to, so they're also dead. So they're basically wiped clean, and then they attack. Obviously they attack me, so they're doing the most damaging that they can do. So if they kill their guy, 3 of my guys have to run away, and I think that would be most damaging for me. Except they have a military upgrade, so they actually, if they use their ship, they do 3 damage. But the difference is, if they use damage, I just lie my guys down. If it's retreat, I actually have to remove them. So I think retreating in this case is the most damaging composition. So in that case, I will retreat 2 of my ships and 1 guy. So I remain 2-2. So then my next tactic that I'll play will be orbital assaults. I do have dual blasters there, so I do 1 extra damage. Okay, orbital assault, which is a 1. And then they have still 1 guy and 1 ship left. They will defend. Orbital defense, oh, so annoying. So they're actually defending against my 3 hits. Yeah. They defend 2 hits. So 2 retreats, and I get 1 hit through. But I get to choose who I hit. So I'm going to hit the ground troop. But I do need to eat those 2 retreats. So my ships can retreat. So now it's down to 2 ground troops and 1 ship. And I'm also down to 3 cards. So if I lose any units, then at least Delverar still still maintains its colony. And they can put a bunch of units on the ground now, for sure. I guess I'll do flanking, but then I need to survive. Orbital defense because it's a ship. Orbital defense, let's see. Is there a ship here? Defense against 2 guys, yes. So basically they're defending, so nothing happens. So I potentially can run out of cards here. Now, if I had been smarter and upgraded some of my defense cards, then it says, some of them, and the elite version says you can take up one of your attacking cards back in your hand. Well, yeah, we'll see. So, another round. Well, this is my last one, flanking. After that, the only card remaining is retreat. So, let's see if they can outlast me. So I have 2 ground units, so this does not happen, but then the bottom one happens. So they will protect against 2 hits and a skull. So if I kill my guy, I have 2 guys. So if I kill my guy, I just do 3 retreats. So basically I kill him. This one is dead. And the 2 retreats to red. Because my flanking, because they can't block retreat. So this one goes to here. And I win. This. And I do believe that these guys, they're veterans. I do believe veterans also count double for sieges. 2 for sieges and tactic cards. Yeah, so basically I can take that over. I get 1 credit. And they do lose theirs. And they lose a card as well. So now they have 6 cards. Sorry, 1, 2, and then 7 cards. Yeah, that's correct. But they're down to 1 colony. I don't know if they're going to be able to keep it. So I think I've done all my... No, there's 1 more fight here. So let's just quickly do it with the Boroka. So I have 2. They have 1 ship. So I'm going to do orbital defense. Because chances are they'll use a ship to shoot. And then I can stop them. So... ground defense does not happen. The bottom is ground units, doesn't happen. Next one. Heavy fire, no, but they can do the bottom. They only have 1 ship, so they will shoot 2 times, but I can block 2 times. So their ship flies away, but it has nowhere to fly to, because there's enemy colonies around, so it destroyed. So I get another medal. And also because I did that one, I get 1 military point. Because I took it over. Okay. Oh no, I've been using the wrong deck. Yes, I've been using the wrong deck. So, I did orbital defense. So let's see if it makes a difference. It would have been the exact same one, except it has an extra hit, so my guy would lie down. Oh, sorry, my guy would lie down. So even though I was using the wrong one, it didn't really make that much of a deal or difference, except this would then be like this. Because I checked this one, it didn't have that. Yeah, like this. Okay, cool. So we've finished fighting. I mean, I don't have to do anything anymore. There's 1 more where they fight each other. So I'll just take my card back. So let's see. First, Boroka. They have a ship and 2 units. They can protect against 2 light ships, so they do that. But they will not protect. They do have a ground unit, Delverar. So they will do 2 retreats and also 2 skulls, while their orbital defense here just protects against 1 skull, but they do 2 skulls and 2 retreats. So one of these guys will retreat, so they'll go here. But then they do, once again, 2 retreats and 2 skulls to them. So they'll just leave. Well, they do the skulls first. So they will choose to sacrifice their ships first. So 1 ship and 1 guy is dead. Those are the 2 skulls. Oh, they blocked 1 skull. So the 1 ship is dead, and these 2 will retreat to here. Okay, that was very quick. Yeah. Okay, so this one goes to Delverar and the victory points. So basically, they were able to get 2 victory points by fighting this round. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, the fights are all done. Oh, I can just put it face up. I will shuffle when we fight next round. All right, let's see what happens next. Sieges, I think there's no sieges necessary. This one counts for 2. So this is destroyed. So they also remove a card. And I get another point. Okay, any other sieges that I missed? No, it doesn't seem like it. Okay, claim medals, prestige check, gain 1 influence if you have more than other people. Everyone is the ones that are maxed out. Yeah, so nothing really happens. Yeah. Then Utopian reward. I have nothing to banish, so that doesn't happen. And then clean up, flip all face down technologies, face them up. So this one is the teleporter matrix. Your ships ignore pin down, which is huge. This one is virtual reality, same as I have before, put 2 colonies on there. Then here it is plasma weaponry. The initiative of your tactics is reduced by 2. And the one that I've been doing is a damage reduction. So those are now available. These cards all go away. 4 are revealed. So we have corrupted patents. Banish the top card from a technology slot of your choice, then place 2 research on that slot and reveal any phase down technology. Then we have Rift. Banish a sector, except starting and Utopian, with at least 4 of your units gain 1 influence. So that's really to sabotage someone. Decaying Star. Banish a productive sector you control to gain 1 credit. Each player, including yourself, that removed units or colonies as a result of this action gains 1 influence. And then Champion. Replace your heavy fire or planetary strike tactic with its elite version, and the previous player moves 1 storm. Okay, so that's been done. Depletion upkeep, so I have to pay 5. So I'm down to 5. And my card also goes away. Determine the first player, so the watcher chooses. That will be, I can't choose themselves, so they choose me again. Thank you for that. Advanced cycle marker, so now is the last round. Then gain the number of credits indicated by production. So that's 6, so I start at 7. Trigger exploitation. There's only 2, but the AI does not trigger exploitation, so nothing happens. And then trigger any during income, but there's nothing there either. So that's it. Okay. That means we can do the final round next time. But this is where I'll stop for now, because once again, it's late. So in a way, I can't believe it's taking this long. I'm sure it's faster just one Automa, and maybe also better to keep an eye on everything, but still, I thought I was really, really dominating, but actually maybe not as much as I thought at this point. Because they did get 2 points, but they're going to have to take more stuff though. But the fact that some of them lost units makes it easier for them to bring them back out. So, yeah. Because they had way too many ground units there. So I actually helped them by wiping them out. But of course, I took their colony, so maybe I didn't help them that much. Okay, so I'm going to stop here, and then I'll see you for the last part. Okay, bye-bye.